Interact's asset management solution is really an employee asset management solution, and is meant to allow you to track the assets which are requested by the employees, issued to the employees, and then returned by the employees when they leave the organization or during their time with you. So it is primarily a tracking and administration solution, and that means that when we do the setup, we will set up the basic rules on how the coding and numbering works, what kind of interface you're going to be using. Are you going to track the usage cost of the assets in your payroll cost? What will be the warehouses that you are using, and what are the assets that you have? What is the quantity on hand, quantity in store, and so on. All this is user defined, obviously. I have just loaded this information into the system. You can add any new asset you want. And this is where we define the different assets. And note that you can set up an asset restriction by job or by grade. So certain assets can only be issued to people who are in a specific grade or job. For example, if I look at the Acer laptops, it shows us that we've got 600 in stock right now, and that is the specific asset number that we're using for it. And there I can see the details, asset life, depreciation, and so on, and where it's currently located. So then we can import all the individual asset numbers with their serial number and so on. All the details can be imported in one click. Now, what's going to happen is that employees will request assets through self-service, or I can request it on behalf of them in case there's a different purpose here. So here's an example of a request that was issued previously by Patricia. And this showed me that she has requested a Toyota car, in fact, which she needs for commuting to work. And this has been approved. And then in the next step, we can issue the assets to the employee. Here's the approved request. And here's the action that we can take, which is to issue an asset. And what we will do is we will specify the specific item. It's being issued by Barbara. The quantity is 1, and we proceed with issuing. So now the asset has been issued successfully to the employee, and that's all there is to it. Now afterwards you can after this, you will be able to find reports that will tell you exactly which items have been issued to which employees and so on, and you can keep track of all this information carefully. The asset management is also integrated with other modules. When you do your onboarding, just to give you an idea, under onboarding, you will have asset requests that can be included. And the same way, when an employee is leaving the organization, you will have end of employment checklists, exit interviews, notice letters, project handover, but that can also include handover of assets. And that also comes into play when you're running a final service payroll. If an employee is leaving the organization, you'll be able to get a list of the items that have been issued to the employee so that they are returned to the company before that person is paid their final pay. So all of that is available in the system. It is really a straightforward manner to track the requests, the requesting, the issuing, and the returning of assets which you define, and those are specifically employee assets that are important for the company to be aware that they've been issued to the employee. And everything is handled through self-service, and all the reports will be available to give you the right information when you need it, whenever you want to know which employees have been issued which assets.